Oh, I guess I get to see the amazing
So the thing
title
is,
screen.
what I want to do is I want to make 3 videos for each game.
Wait, is this how it looks?
Yeah.
I'm a little shocked. The presentation is, oh well, here's like the game case card or game case thing, and there's like a small explanation.
On the other hand, I mean it's on par with, let's say, Super Mario All Stars or something.
Sure, but I mean, I'm gonna compare it to other collections, and I feel even this presentation of, oh, here's the cartridge and it bounces a little if you're on it, and there's like a small summary and a video. I mean, I guess before we begin, let me just spoil my end verdict already. This collection is a disgrace for the All-Star Mario name.
For the All Star, like, which had like 1 release. No, actually,
yeah,
again, you know, like I would have agreed with you, but when we looked at the Wii one from the 25th anniversary thing, I had to revise my opinion a bit. I guess we can look at the 64 soundtrack for this video, but I mean, I don't like the 64 soundtrack.
I mean, is anyone really gonna sit here and like pick a track and listen to it attentively?
Well, I mean, I think this is something for mobile, right? When you have it on the go, I think you can use the music player to play stuff.
Yeah, I can't wait to listen to the Super Mario Sunshine tracks on the train.
Yeah, I mean, it's nonsense. I agree. The other thing you can do is you can like select from a different language versions.
I mean, imagine this scenario, right? I'm walking through the streets of Amsterdam. It's a rainy October night, and I see hookers to my right and wheat chops to my left.
Is that how I can imagine Amsterdam?
Sure.
Hookers everywhere.
While I saunter along the streets, and there's like this depressing cold.
Okay,
I know.
Yeah, okay. You have your two stupid dogs on the leash, I guess.
Yeah, sure. I'm walking my dogs, but despite like all the beautiful sights, there's only one thing in my heart, and it's Super Mario Sunshine because it's blasting on my ears. Wrong,
Karel,
right?
I think I just changed to some really dramatic boss music.
I mean,
so that really underlines our discussion somehow.
Like, we should fire up Super Mario 64.
Yeah.
And just discuss.
So yeah, that it has a new loading screen with different art. So that's where you get art.
It's me, Mario.
Every time a different picture, it seems.
Hello.
And yeah, I mean, and you something you probably don't remember is that like each Mario game you have to deal with these weird gimmicks that they had at the time. Look, like I'm controlling this cursor thing to select my. It's like, why? What is that?
Let me just ask you something. Like, when did you first play Super Mario 64?
Well, when it originally came out, of course.
Well,
like I was one of those. Like I had to like. My friends were making fun of me for years because I was that Nintendo guy, you know, like everyone was playing the cool games on the PlayStation, while the Nintendo 64 got delayed, and I didn't have a next gen console because I was like saving my virginity for the Nintendo 64 as a good Nintendo fanboy, and yeah, that's why like for years. I had waited for years when I played this game, finally, when it
let me paint you a picture, though, like how it was for me. Like, imagine 7-year-old Karel. And
oh god, yeah, you're much younger than me, I keep forgetting
that. I spent my youth before that playing on the Super Nintendo, right? And I played Super Mario World, and I played Super Mario World 2, so I was a pretty big Nintendo fan at the time. And then I hear, like, at the time, obviously, internet. I mean, I guess we're both old in terms of that. Internet's pretty limited. As a kid, I don't have access to that. I only read through game magazines that Nintendo was releasing a new console with 3D graphics, like revolutionary control. You can move in 3D space.
Yeah,
right?
but you could already move in 3D space on the PlayStation. Why didn't you want to do that?
Well, I haven't. As a kid, I hadn't even heard of the PlayStation.
Oh.
Like, it's that crazy. Like, it's a different time.
By the way, Karel, before I continue, just to get it done. Like they did update a couple of textures, so you can see here on his eyes. Yeah, it's just because I don't think I can get the camera so close again. Okay, yeah. Continue.
So just to finish the story, I mean, I guess this is the story of many kids. My birthday is in December, and that's also when most kids get their presents for Christmas. So obviously, as a kid, I asked for a Nintendo 64, and it was just out like that holiday, and I did get it with, I think, Super Mario 64 was a packing game at the time, or at least it was a packing game.
No, those times were over.
No, I did get it like as a packet, or my parents bought it. It doesn't matter, but that's the only game I had when I got it, right? And it was holidays, it was December, it was Christmas, and when I fired up Super Mario 64, I mean, that was so mind-blowing at the time. I wish I still have those moments, you know, where you're just like completely shocked, surprised. Like,
I mean, you have to understand that I'm much older. Well, much older.
I get that, but
for me, it was like a thing in my, I don't know, like maybe 15 or something, probably.
Oh yeah, I guess you won't be as shocked.
So no, for me
you're
it was.
More thinking about girls at that point.
No. I like for me it was like really interesting because when this first came out, I wasn't able to control it well. I was like really pro at 2D stuff. And what blew my mind back in the day was that, you know, I was learning this like a new thing. Like I never had controlled something like this before.
Yeah, but like for me, like it was one of the big games of my youth because, I mean, I was inseparable. I was inseparable for my 64 at the time.
I definitely got up at a better time than you.
No, but like after that, like for example, like a year after that, I think. It was when Ocarina of Time came out, and that was even bigger for me. Like, that was the game I played for like a year straight. I finished that game like 10 times.
Well, I think that one aged a bit better, more gracefully than Super Mario 64 has.
Well, so let's talk about Super Mario 64. So obviously, I think we both agree that at the time when it released, it was like a revelation, right? In terms of like what it was doing. In terms of, like,
let me think about it.
No, like,
think about... Again, I had been waiting for it for years, so I remember, for example, I was playing Duke Nukem 3D on the PC, and I would change the camera to third person, which you can do in that game. And then I would imagine, oh, I wonder if this is how Super Mario 64 is going to play and stuff like that. But of course, but it was much better to play like with the analog stick and all the features that they made for the game. By the way, Karel, please tell me you can see this too. Wait, where can I? Okay, do you see how his butt looks weird when I run?
Are we gonna be talking about Mario's butt right now?
Well, because I thought, you know, like, oh, they must have like made a mistake when porting it, but I found out it always looked like this, and it only bothers me now.
Well, keep in mind that Super Mario 64 has some out there design.
But you see that, right?
Like he's shitting his pants?
Yeah.
Like he's
what the hell?
He's carrying like a big load right there. I know.
How did that never bother me before? I guess it's because we had the DS version where he has a proper model.
No, it didn't bother you because it was too blurry to notice.
Oh yeah, okay, well that's possible actually.
Like, it's easy to forget, but like, obviously it looks much sharper now in terms of just purely resolution, right?
Well, yeah, the resolution is a little bit higher, but it's still very pixelated compared to the others.
Much higher if you compare directly to
the
64
but it still looks extremely pixelated, especially next to the other two games, which are full HD.
I feel like when I look at this game, I appreciate that it's art. Like, this was before Mario art, and like all the character designs in 3D were really established. If you look at the Bowser design,
I know,
game,
but look, the problem that I have,
he looks like a weird little monster turtle.
The problem that I have is that they fixed all of that in the DS version, and I would have wanted them.
But I don't feel like that was fixed though. Like that, I think that lends to some of its uniqueness, that it looks different, that it doesn't have those synthesizers. Mario, Peach, and Bowser look different. They don't look like all the Marios and Peaches and Bowsers that came out after.
I think it just looks like a NES game in 3D, basically.
I mean, maybe you could make that case, but I like that it has its own style.
I mean, yeah, I know that I think because they updated some textures very subtly, I think they really were going for that vibe. But I just think next to the other two games, it looks really miserable.
And I just enjoy the style of Nintendo.
I mean, I can say this, we will get to that in another video when we look at Sunshine, but in Sunshine, the sound design just kills me. I hate it. Like, it makes my ears bleed every single sample.
How do you feel about the sound design in 64?
Yeah, it's fine. It like, nothing here. I've played this game a million times as well, and nothing bothers me. You know, the problem is I play all three games side by side, so I'm very much aware of the differences. And the thing is that 64 was still much more rough, so you really need to know what you're doing much more. Like, by the time you play Galaxy, it almost doesn't matter what you press, Mario will always do what you want him to do. The thing is, it requires more skill, so you will probably argue for it, but I'm like, why is it so annoying all the time?
Well, I mean, you know how, in terms of speedrunning, Super Mario 64 and Sunshine are both way more popular than Galaxy, because Super Mario 64...
I can imagine that.
You can do, in Super Mario 64, you can do like really cool shit, like a lot of moves.
Yeah, well, that's what that's why I brought up Galaxy, because in Sunshine it's also still pretty rough, so I've had some horrible shit happen in that game, like it's... Yeah, so the thing is that just Odyssey... If you played all three games side by side, and I also played Odyssey very recently, you will realize that actually that they always play the same tricks in every game. Like, it's almost ridiculous how similar some of the gimmicks are. I'm wondering if Odyssey doesn't make this game redundant, because it has all the same things for you to solve, but you don't have to leave the level every time you accomplish something. Like in 64, for example, I try to do the 100 coins first all the time, because I want to get that out of the way. But the problem is, as I do first off, I find out at the very end, oh, I'm missing like 6 coins that don't spawn yet because I'm in the wrong star. You know what I mean?
Oh, really? That can happen?
Yeah.
I don't remember those intricacies.
And also, as I collect 100 coins, I have unlocked like 3 stars, but I can only collect 1 while leaving the level, you know? so it's stuff like that where I'm like, I'm so glad they fixed it in Odyssey.
I think that those are the little details you tend to forget about. Right? One thing I really also like about Mario 64 is that overworld. I like that. Like,
oh yeah, well, okay, that's true.
Like,
they don't have an overworld.
The castle, right? The castle, you can find a lot of secrets. You can really explore. There are secret walls. There's a lot of doors, and you're always curious, right? Like, what's behind this door? Like, what kind of new levels can I discover? Whereas in Odyssey, you just select the world.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And you know, like, also a meta state of the game where you have like where you have to unlock the boxes, which is, I guess, a leftover from Mario World. The overworld in Galaxy is a joke. Like, I hate like navigating it is just so devoid of fun.
So, how do you feel about the difficulty in 64? Like, do you feel it's more difficult than the other games?
And as far as difficulty goes, I haven't struggled much yet. I mean, it's a Mario game, what can I say? The question is there any fun left in 64 after having played the newer games? Is it completely redundant, or is it still worth playing?
I think it is.
Yeah, I mean, it's but you will still be very annoyed by all the stupid things, like how you fall out of the level after every star and stuff like that. The fucking mushroom! Give me the mushroom! How do you get that?
Oh god.
Game over.
I've never seen the game over screen, I think.
So in terms of like criticism, right? Like, obviously, I personally feel like Mario 64 is still a game worth playing and a cool game, and you know, all that stuff. But if you're gonna do like a 3D All-Stars collection, if you have the opportunity to go back and like celebrate this game and do something special with it, I feel Nintendo really neglected its duty to elevate this game a step above what it already is.
Well, I mean, let's put out let's point out the thing that's probably the source thumb, which is the 4:3 resolution. What the fuck is up with that? It's trivial to enhance it in that way. So here's what I was thinking. I would have wanted the DS campaign as a master quest.
Yeah, for example, you could do that.
By the way, the game. Do you remember how chatty the game is? You have constantly these stupid text boxes everywhere. Like even if you get to a boss, he talks to you first. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Like no other Mario game does that. I hate it.
You just get what you always had.
Well, I mean, isn't this a section where everyone always complains about the frame rate? The frame rate seems fine to me now. So that's an improvement.
Yeah, but it's still 30 FPS, whereas, you know, it should have been 60.
It's funny, these boss levels are really where they started, you know, with... This is where the direction shifts of Mario, I feel. This is like the only time in 64 where you have specific levels where you only like pass through once, basically.
Yeah, I guess.
And I think that Sunshine later, you know, expands on this level concept, and then it goes more and more into that direction. There you have your Bowser.
Yeah, I love that dummy.
I mean, he really does look dumb.
He never does that again. I like that.
Oh god.
The way he runs is very simple.
I got it. Is this like the fight where you only have to beat him once?
Oh, wow.
Seriously? Yeah, that's how I remember it. I mean, it's like, you know, I saw some people discuss how horrible the bosses are in this game, but I mean, it's the first 3D game. What do you expect? This was already a challenge back in the day. Oh yeah, he was an asshole. I remember now. God damn it.
Oh, that's funny.
By the way, do you remember that if you leave the level now, you don't have the head, and you have to come back here to get it?
No, I don't remember. Really?
Yeah, if you lose your head, then you lose twice as much health, and it's in the level you lost it forever. There's the no! Why? This is the shit I'm talking about.
What is that cave?
I don't know.
Eagle? Is it an eagle?
Oh, I can actually go in there.
Yeah, of course.
Maybe I can get the star here instead. And you know, that's something you could still do in 64. In Sunshine, you can't even do that.
Do what?
Collect stars out of order? Are you mad? Alright, so any conclusions on Mario 64? Personally, I don't know. I'm okay with it, I guess. I think the biggest problem I have with it is that it's 4:3. That is completely unnecessary, and I hate that. Other than that, I think it's just, you know, preserving the original to an extent. So like you said, things look weird and sound weird and are weird, and I guess preserving that spirit was the goal of this release, so I'm okay with that part. I just think the game itself hasn't aged very well, especially playing it next to the others.